Frontline Education's HRMS and Recruiting gives you the tools you need to manage your district and your people, including talent, compensation, benefits, and position control, not to mention the funding of those positions. You need to be able to quickly answer questions like, how many positions, people, and FTE do you have today? What's the staffing need? How many vacancies do you have? And Frontline HRMS and Recruiting helps you to easily do just that. Every school district has unique processes for position control and employee management. That's why the foundation of this software was designed by schools for schools. One of the biggest elements that makes this technology uniquely specific to K-12 is the workflows, permissions, and notifications are configurable to meet your needs without the costly code customizations. So as you work through the entire position and employee management cycle in your district, you have everything you need at your fingertips, from posting a job, recruiting, hiring, and onboarding, to managing benefits, complex compensation, and employee self-service. Let's take a look at this in action. Let's say there's a retirement coming up. In many school districts, separations, even routine ones like retirement, can cause chaos for human resources. You have to process the separation at the same time as you begin to recruit, select, hire, and onboard an outstanding new teacher in a super competitive market. But you're often left with a ton of questions before you can even get started with all of that work. Most importantly, is this open position approved and funded for you to backfill? And can you actively begin looking for candidates to fill an effective dated position that won't actually open up until a few months from now? Many districts can't afford to sit and wait for people to physically carry approval sheets and request slips down the hall. Can you tell who's part of the workflow and who in the process you're waiting on? When it comes to HR management, it's important to stay nimble by automating repetitive, tedious tasks that can cause bottlenecks. With HRMS and Recruiting, you can build your district's custom workflow for requesting and approving personnel. This way, finance is still approving the vacancy before HR is prompted to initiate recruiting efforts. Once a vacancy is approved, you're ready to find those job seekers and recruit top talent. Frontline HRMS and Recruiting gives you the ability to search for the exact PCN that's associated with the newly vacant position. At this point, you can either update the posting information or simply make it active on your school's job board. You can also go beyond traditional recruiting methods and be more proactive with automated cross-posting and embedded access to social media campaigns. Plus, K-12 JobSpot, the largest pool of K-12 job-seeking candidates. You can define an applicant pipeline that allows the district to route and funnel candidates through the evaluation process. Everyone who needs to be a part of the process, such as principals, HR, applicants, and references, all participate in the automated forms-driven environment to streamline hiring, assessment, and selection. When the hiring manager selects their best candidate, the electronic recommendation to hire will be sent to HR. Now it's time to onboard. You can automatically send the onboarding packet to the new hire before their first day. They'll get a warm welcome, then they'll review, sign, and submit everything before they start. They'll also get a sense of the district culture before walking through the door. Day one can be productive, not just filled with paperwork. If new hires are eligible for benefits, you can enable the Employee Service Center to start the enrollment process for new hires and open enrollment. This lets them select a benefits package, set up direct deposit, and fill out W-4 forms online. All eligibility requirements for benefits are tied to the position. So if you have a substitute who's brought on full-time and is eligible for benefits, then enrollment activities are initiated. No more outsourcing benefits management to a third party because traditional systems don't handle it. Keep all of HR together in one solution. In the Employee Service Center, your staff will finally have fast, easy access to update personal information and find compensation information like pay grade and cycle. Now, be aware, Frontline HRMS and Recruiting doesn't process payroll, but it does provide staff with a good picture of their compensation information. No more waiting around until a physical paycheck is in hand. They can dig into their compensation details for each pay period at their convenience. This helps to improve transparency and build trust between school districts and their employees. Now, let's fast forward a bit. Since you have so much newfound freedom from paperwork, you can get strategic about developing staff and growing a positive work culture. Loyalty to your district is growing. In fact, according to a study by the Society for HR Management, employees who have a great onboarding experience are about 70% more likely to stay with that employer longer. Because of the amazing environment you've built, you're now processing step increments, as well as supplemental and stipend pay for staff who are taking on extra responsibility. In Frontline HRMS and Recruiting, HR can finally manage complex K-12 specific contract information, including pay steps, stipends, grades, cycles, and supplementals. You can manage this information at the employee level, as well as for the position itself. So when you have a 10-month contract employee with a master's degree and 10 years in the district, who's also a cheerleading coach for 3 months out of the year, it's no longer an impossible equation. No matter what positions you move that employee in and out of, their unique compensation requirements move with them. Furthermore, you can require specific certifications and experience and enforce system permissions, as well as data and reporting restrictions that are inherited no matter what employee fills that position. Talk about time-saving functionality that's purpose-built for K-12. Instead of being stuck in slow-moving, manual, tedious processes, Frontline HRMS and Recruiting empowers you to focus on elevating and engaging your staff so you can fuel your team's passion for people and education.